You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
What's up, ladies? How y'all doing? It is your girl, your diva in knowledge, representing Mocha's Ladies Lounge. I appreciate y'all for making it into the lounge. It is so good to see y'all. I know it's been a while, but I plan on staying strong and staying consistent. So again, I appreciate all of you. Make sure if you haven't subscribed already that you subscribe. That way, whenever I upload, you will be in the loop on my current uploads. I do plan on uploading twice a week, so it's better to just be subscribed, hit that notification bell. That way, when I do upload new content, you'll already be in the loop. So again, I can't thank y'all, for all the support and everything that y'all have done to make my channel continue to still be successful. So again, I appreciate all of you. But y'all, there's a lot we have to talk about. Please make sure y'all click that like button because I'm getting ready to go in. We got a sermon today, and it's very unnecessary and it's very necessary that we discuss this. But there's a few things I want to address. I got to pick a bone with a few of you ladies because I just still can't believe everyone is resuscitating Love and Marriage Hunts, Love and Tragicville. Okay. I just don't know why people are still watching it. I don't know why people are still invested. And the only thing I can figure is that maybe everybody's invested because they want to see the plane continue to crash. Now that Mel has landed safely. I think everybody wants to see what goes down and from here and not in a good way. I don't think anybody's wishing the worst, but I definitely believe that nobody is wishing the rest of the crew well because we've seen what they've gone through, what Melody has gone through with them, and anybody who's been a diehard or a loyal fan of Melody, um, we don't really care if they succeed or don't succeed. Not wishing the worst on anybody, but we really don't care. But we all woke enough to know that because Melody removed herself out of the situation, that everyone's problems are going to start magnifying. Because let's just face it, as long as Mel was on the show, Mel and Martell's problems was the center of the storyline. Everybody kind of sat on their seat and kind of covered up what they was going through in their marriage. Everybody just made Melody's marital issues the main platform. And it came with so much disrespect. And it came with a lot of the women thinking now they have a one-up over Mel because they still had their marriages intact. Even if it's toxic and miserable, the fact that they were not exposed in the same manner in which Martell was, that gave them a lot of room to just target and kind of low-key bully Melody in a sense. Not that Melody is a pushover and not that she didn't stand her ground, but Martell made it so easy for everybody to attack him and to attack Melody because of his actions, because what he didn't realize, and he probably realizing that now, Mel and Martell, they were the power couple of the show. They were that it couple that more viewers really connected with and attached to compared to the rest of the couples on the cast, right? But nevertheless, Martell's actions ruined that. And once Melody made the decision to remove herself off the show because she doesn't need the show, Melody is well off. She has other avenues. She got other businesses going. So she's not thirsty to have to keep a storyline. So Melody was like, at the end of the day, I'm going to protect my peace. And she's done that and she's doing well. She's steady elevating. Her business is prospering. So Melody did not lose anything by walking away. Now, what remains is we still have the scams known as the Scots on the show. And let me tell you what's disturbing to me about this whole ordeal. I'm getting the vibe that Tisha is so badly trying to be the next it girl like Melody was. And I just don't see it. I don't believe it. I'm not convinced. And her Fugazi marriage is a big factor as to why I'm just not convinced with anything. I'm just not buying it. I'm just not. Whatever they're trying to sell us is not worth convincing me to purchase the product that they are trying to sell. Now, it's a lot of things that went on in this recent episode. I'm not going to discuss any and everything. I'm sure many other bloggers have spoken, addressed, and did a wonderful job telling y'all everything that done happened. That's not my goal. My goal is to address specific things in the episode that stood out to me the most. Okay. And when it comes to these issues, especially marriage, when I see there's toxicity and I see there's a disconnect within the marriage, that is where I want to speak upon, in specifically with Tissue and Marceau. Okay. I wanted to address speaking about them because I'm noticing they're really trying to take the baton and run with it. The baton that Melody left, that Melody and Mayhem Martell started off with before Martell got in all that mess that pretty much damaged the credibility of his character as a husband and pretty much stained the image of their marriage that Mel fought so hard to try to preserve. He pretty much ruined that, and we already know that, right? Make sure y'all hit that like button if y'all haven't already. I would appreciate it. But I want to talk about Tisha and Marceau because there was a lot in this particular scene, and this is the only scene I'm going to address. I am going to address Kimmy and Maurice, I believe the next upload, but I don't want to take away too much from the points that I want to make today, so we're just going to crock pot and break it up into segments and really, really cook because I want the message to marinate. I want married women to pay attention to these signs. I want single women who are not married to also pay attention to these signs in the event they choose to get married, or in an event this may give them an incentive as to, you know what, I need to stay single because I'm not dealing with all of that there. So basically, this is to bring awareness, y'all, and we're going to break it all the way down to the point I'm even going to address body language. We're going to talk about all that because, baby, when I said watching how Tisha was fighting so hard to keep Marceau engaged, it was like trying to, get a crackhead to sit in a church and listen to the pastor. It was just a struggle. It just was uncomfortable. I felt very uncomfortable watching her force herself trying to connect. And honestly, I know a lot of women that are just like Tisha. And that's why I want to do this topic. It's a lot of women that will not accept the fact that their husbands are not feeling them. You know what I mean? That you're just an investment. He's not invested in you. He's invested into what you can do for him and how he can benefit. Let's not make it seem like marriage is automatically a win. And it's a lot of women that are lying to themselves and making themselves believe that as long as I get that ring and as long as I get that last name, that I have already won. And you have not won, not when you married to a loser, not when you are married to a man who's not as driven as you, who is not as into you as you are into him. And I'm just tired of women embarrassing themselves, married women embarrassing themselves. Keep in mind, I'm married. I've been married 25 years, but nothing cringes my spirit more than other married women who think they are better than other married women, who think they are better than married women whose marriages did not survive and end up divorcing. Are they thinking they're better than single women because single women have not been married? And you got women who think marriage is like an identity. It gives them this sense of superiority, like you have arrived, and and you are on this pedestal, you know what I mean? And behind closed doors, you're suffering because um it's hard to constantly keep putting up this front, that you're happy, and you're in this good place that feels like the sunken place. You feel suffocated. You feel like you're shrinking yourself just to appease, to keeping your image of this marriage, because what you don't want to do, you don't want to challenge your husband and make him mad to the point where he gets frustrated and he leaves you, and now your perfect little world that you presented to everybody gets shattered. So you rather suffer in silence and tolerate just to keep your image intact, right? So we're going to talk about all of that, y'all. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play a couple of snippets. I'm going to play just the parts I feel is important that we need to address. And other than that, I'm not going to play every aspect of the last episode, but we're just going to play the parts that pretty much entail with the points that I'm getting ready to make, right? So let's do this. First off, let me give you my disclaimer. Anything I say or any footage that I use in this content is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Everything is based on my opinion, on my perspective. Nothing is actual factual. The information that I have obtained has been from several other media sources and also based off of my own opinion. So this is my disclaimer. I just thought I need to address that. So y'all, let's get into the phoniness, the struggle of, and again, I'm going to be chopping it up and intervening and breaking in. So if y'all want to see the whole thing, you're not going to be able to watch it here because I'm not going over everything. Okay. All right.
Jordan Lane, give me a recent project in a second. I would like my brokerage office to be done first.
Okay. I did skip some parts, y'all. Hold on.
Which my office was like completed before this one. But you know what? Yeah. Scope comes first. You always got to take care of home first. And in this situation, home is or how we make our money, not how we spend it. Wow. I always thought it was happy wife, happy life.
Notice they're never on the same key with anything. So, I just wanted to peep that.
We're going to put two destinies at the office because you're going to be on one side, I'm about to be on the next side. Yeah. So we get Scott Realty open. Jesus, Scott Realty going to be open. Praise God. Dang, you guys like I ain't been working on this stuff. I've been actually doing this stuff. That doesn't make me feel good. Like, it's moving along even when you don't see it moving. But when I look at you dead in the eye and say, hey, Tisha, I'm doing the best I can. I'm working on this. I'm doing this. It takes a little different time. And you come to me frustrated day after day after day. After 20 years of being together, I think that maybe once.
Okay, now I'm not really interested. I'm already I'm snoozing over here. So the only part I want to show with this is that you can tell they're trying to be the 𝓜𝓸𝓬𝓱𝓪'𝓼 sequel, the new and improved 𝓜𝓸𝓬𝓱𝓪'𝓼. That's the vibe that I'm getting from. They're doing the show and trying to make it seem like they're making business moves, boss moves, anything to make themselves seem as if they are that it couple, that they are that power couple. That's the vibe that I'm getting. Now, I think I skipped this part in the very beginning, and I'm not going to play the whole thing, but it's just little stuff, like I said, little stuff I pay attention to that a lot of people don't peep. Now, something as simple as this.
Back in business, back into the groove of things, and to really put that whole winery situation in the back of me. It's in the past where it needs to stay. Okay, Skull fighting up the whole block. That looks good.
Okay, so my thing is, you're so excited about something as simple as a sign. And that means nothing. Anybody could brand a business, but until it really elevates, and I don't know about y'all, I haven't heard much about scam, scope, scar. I haven't heard anything about it jumping off. But then again, I don't really be in a loop on their business or anything like that. So if there's something new, or if y'all heard anything interesting that has happened since they started scope, just let me know, because there's nothing I think is really, exciting. I don't see no growth or no potential. So anyway, I'm just saying, little stuff like that. The fact that she got to act so overexcited over a lit up sign, it's that persona of, look, we've made it, we've arrived, look at us, we got it going on type of thing. So I had enough of that. Let me go forward, because I'm tired of looking at plumbing sticking out the ceilings and from out the floor, and I don't feel like being bothered with it. Okay, so we're going to keep moving forward. I'm not talking about none of them. Okay, so we're going to talk about this scene here. Okay, this is the part. Okay, all right, that I want us to focus on. Okay, so let's get into talking about this. And again, I'm going to be breaking it up as we go along. And if you haven't already, please hit the like button.
On dealing with just the two of us. Look at that! Hey! Is this husband? Yeah, this is my husband. How you doing? This is 𝓜𝓸𝓬𝓱𝓪'𝓼.
Hey, 𝓜𝓸𝓬𝓱𝓪'𝓼, how are you?
I'm 𝓜𝓸𝓬𝓱𝓪'𝓼. How you doing? You just like the fly girl over. We're about to have some fun, Marcel. So I'm 𝓜𝓸𝓬𝓱𝓪'𝓼. I'm a love and intimacy coach.
You could tell Marcel is already not feeling this. Now, this could be done for one or two reasons. For one, they do need something to fill the storyline, because again, I'm trying to stay awoke. I haven't had my Starbucks, so I don't know if they're doing this as a filler to bring something to their storyline. And secondly, maybe intimacy is lacking in the relationship, and maybe Tisha feels like this is the only way she can get him to interact, is to make it part of the scene as a filler, because he knows as if the show wants ratings, or if they want to be able to keep their relevance, that they have to keep adding new recipe, new ingredients into the show. So it could be a filler, or it could be something like, this is really a struggle, and she's using the show as a tool, in a sense, to get Marcel's attention, because probably off the show, she probably wouldn't be able to get him to even do anything like this. She probably wouldn't even give him the incentive to even be interested. I think this is like a show filler, and I think she is using the show to get the intimacy guidance she needs, because behind closed doors, she's not really getting that from Marcel. Just my opinion.
Am I dressed for this?
Yes.
Let me. I don't know. I think that maybe this is something we should have planned together, but I'm down for whatever's going to make us better.
And you better be down for what's going to make y'all better, because for one, it's being filmed. So for you to totally go against it is going to take away not having a storyline, and also it's going to make you like an a-hole of a husband, which we know you are that. So you have to play along to go along, but you can just tell his body language, he's not feeling it, he's not interested, and it's just going to look hella awkward. Well, we're going to watch some more. Please hit the like button, y'all, if y'all haven't already. Big ups to all my mods, Mocha's Mod Squad on deck if you are in the chat with a wrench. Appreciate it.
Ready. Love and intimacy. Let's get it.
All of a sudden, I got warm. So, do you have any questions for me before?
I'm sorry I got to say this, but Tisha like a broken, a swollen bottle of Pepto-Bismol. Oh, let me stop.
Do you just watch?
I'm going to be coaching you through it.
Okay.
So I'm going to tell you where to sit, how to sit, pulling you closer in if I see any gaps,
asking you to close your eyes, asking you to be vulnerable.
It's
and
a more intimate session.
Yeah.
You know, hugging and cuddling up to have sex, but we can cuddle up and hug, and then we don't actually have to have sex at the end of it.
Right. How do you feel about it?
I'd ask Tisha to tell the truth about that.
Ooh.
Do you tell me, or do I tell you, hey, babe, I just want to hug you? I just want to
You
hug you.
do, but it leads into we can't just hug and then kiss and then get up and then start our day.
What are we doing? Telling the truth on this? Or
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm the one that asked for hugs.
Okay.
I'm the one that asked, hey, before you go, do you think maybe you could hug me? We don't have to have sex. I just want every now and then to know that my wife loves me. I think that it's natural for people to come in and think the guy is not the intimate guy.
Yeah.
That the guy is not the vulnerable person.
No, I mean, I'm not an intimate person like that. I mean, I didn't grow up as a hugger and a kisser. I didn't get that growing up. So.
Now, this is the double talking because she said, from what I could understand, is that he doesn't want to be intimate. Like, he is like what she was saying was in order for them to be intimate, it has to lead into sex. Like, in other words, he only wants to hold her, cuddle, or something like that, as long as it's going to lead into sex afterwards. But he just said that he's not the one who has that issue. He's the one that's hugging and being intimate and doing all of those things. And he's basically saying he's been able to do all of that without expecting sex right after. Now she turns around and contradicts what she says and says, well, I didn't really grow up with affection. I didn't really grow up, with hugs. So why y'all meeting an intimacy coach? Because according to you, the man is only intimate when he wants sex, but you have proven that you're not even intimate at all, that you're not even used to hugs, you're not even used to like showing any affection. So I'm lost here. Okay, sounds like you are the one with intimacy issues, according to what you just said, and according to what Marceau just said. Girl, that's okay.
So, ultimately, it's not something that's natural that I just do all the time.
My love language would probably be physical touch. That's actually what I need. Actually, how love is expressed.
So that's all. It's good that we have this counseling here, because I always assumed that touching and loving each other, then you want to have sex at the end, but that's not what he wants.
I'm willing.
So I'm learning, after 19 years, I'm learning something new.
I turned down for my college, but I am saying that we could be without it.
Okay.
What I want you to start with right now is what we call a relationship guide. This is something that you can use every day, right? I want you to take your hands and I want you to rub it under his ears, and I want you to say, I hear you. I hear you. And under his eyes, I see you.
Mm-hmm. As we're going through this exercise, like, it's the energy that we're...
I feel like watching them two together, like these soap opera, what they used to like, Bold and the Beautiful, Young and the Restless. It's kind of like they doing a love scene. It's like it's scripted. It's like we really don't know each other, but because we're in front of the cameras, we got to make it look like we are intimate. It's kind of like two Tubi actors. It's like two actors in a Tubi movie that's never done acting before, that has to do a scene in which they are intimate with each other. It's like they're auditioning. That's what it's coming off to me as. I don't know what y'all think in the comment section. It looks like to me that they're auditioning, and Marceau looks hella uncomfortable, but we'll continue.
I just feel the love from his touch to me.
Mm-hmm.
All right, are you comfortable?
Yes.
All right, so you do the straddling motion.
Child, I ain't realized that Tisha was built like a linebacker, but she is.
Moment for yourselves and be back.
She comes to me, she says, I imagine you guys are talking about getting more intimate.
You know, he ain't want to hold her too long. You notice he removed her off of him. He didn't do it like roughly, but you can just tell he didn't want to cuddle too long.
Well, guys,
And the look in her face afterwards, you can just kind of let me roll that back.
well, guys need to be more intimate. Like, yeah, we want to be touching. That's not true, Liz. If we're gonna get some real healing, some real stuff, if I'm gonna take it serious, though, I'm not gonna be sitting in front of her acting like that's the case.
You felt like I was saying that you're not intimate?
You said those words. She's like, yeah, just sometimes I just tell him I just want to hug, and I don't want to. I'm like, girl, please, I'm not telling you that. I've told you way more than you told me. Hey, I just want to hug right now. That's it.
Okay, you can see her annoyance already. So, as I said, this is struggle love. And he's annoyed with the fact that she's even expressing how she feels on this. And it seems like anytime Tisha expresses herself to Marceau, he's automatically annoyed, ladies. That's a red flag. Anytime you explain your feelings, your emotions, and your man seems annoyed, that's a red flag. All right, okay, that's all I wanted us to see. So let's leave the snooze fest. All right, so let's get it, y'all. Let's get it. We are going to look at some of these pictures, okay? And we're going to study the body language. That's what we are going to do, okay? So, and we're going to break it down one by one. So let me see which one I'm going to start with. All right. Okay, so let's start with this one. Okay. Or is it? Hold on, y'all. I think it was this one. Okay. No, that's it. All right. Okay. So let's start with this one. Okay. We're going to break this down carefully, objectively, and responsibly. Body language is about patterns and energy, not declaring motives. All right. So we're going to take a look at this, right? So let's okay. So we're observing this image, right? Both are sitting upright and composed. Now, this is before they lean in for the kiss, right? Or maybe do I need to do that? No, okay, yeah. So it's this one. My bad, y'all. Bear with me. Okay, so both are sitting upright and composed, okay? All right. So they know we're in front of the camera. We got to act like we got, a little bit of class or whatever. She looks toward him with expectation. He looks at her briefly, but without softness. No leaning, no touching, no relaxed posture. Okay, so this is polite proximity. Proximity. Okay, this is close, polite proximity, right? It's not intimacy. In other words, the camera's in front of us. We are a couple. We are married. So we do need to sit close. But other than that, there's no intimacy. So just because you and your husband, y'all sit close, or y'all are in the same proximity of each other, it does not mean that there is not any intimacy. Okay. And you can just tell. This is giving forced connection. She's looking at him, more engaged in him, and he's looking like, okay, I'm looking at you because you're looking at me. There's an emotional distance that feels intentional. The interaction appears controlled rather than warm. Okay, so this looks staged, it looks scripted, and this is the thing about marriage. You could be together with somebody for so long, you just learn to play the part, and you just learn to get used to going without, to the point you don't even think you lack in intimacy anymore. You get used to not including it, so it becomes natural. But just because you done got used to it, it doesn't mean it's not a problem, right? So in public settings, emotionally disconnected couples often maintain presentation instead of connection. And if y'all really study and pay attention, Marceau and Tisha, is every time they're together, it seems more like a presentation than a connection. It doesn't seem like any chemistry. It seems more of a commitment. You could be committed, but without chemistry, and that's what it seems like to me. We're committed to doing this show. We're committed to being the last couple standing, even if it means we're miserable behind closed doors, even if it means there's no intimacy behind closed doors. We're committed to making this money for the show because we need the money. Not only that, we need the notoriety. We need the publicity, right? We need this. So we are more committed to what the marriage needs, more so than what we need from each other, if that makes sense, right? Okay, so we're going to go to our next one. Okay, let me see. All right. Okay, so let's go to this one, because we're going to break all this down. Okay, now let's pay attention to this. Exhibit B. Okay. All right. She is straddling on him, right? She's on top of him. She's very physically engaged. Okay. What we observe here is her entire body is engaged and forwards. And so, in other words, she's putting her all into showing Marceau how into him she really is, how much she desires to be with him, how much she yearns his attention and his connection. So she's all the way involved, okay? Her posture suggests, I don't know why, I hope Tisha's tongue is not, I'm not being, harbored by the spirit of Tisha's tongue, because I can't pronounce nothing today. Her posture suggests effort and performance. Other words, she's putting in all the effort, and if you notice, that is how their marriage is programmed. I'm always noticing that Tisha is always putting in the effort. Let's communicate. Let's talk. Let's get some understanding. And ultimately, she doesn't get no understanding. Okay, she always ends up looking annoyed. She looks bothered. She looks exhausted, just like we just saw in the scene when she realized I did all of that for nothing because this ninja is still didn't register to him what I'm looking for. It's also performance. Tisha has been fake for so long that it's become a part of her personality. Okay, she's one of those wives, right? She could know that her marriage is in shambles, and no matter what, she's going to still walk around biggity and boasting and act like she has the best husband on this planet. And I definitely believe it's some defense mechanism for Tisha, because I think Tisha was one of those girls who grew up not very pretty, not very attractive. And I mean, she's not a bad looking woman, but she's very average. And I think she's probably one of those women who struggled for a long time, like with her self-esteem, with men taking her seriously, wanting to commit to her. I think Tisha struggled. She probably was a little heavy set female. I just think she just was not the cat's meow, right? So when she did find a man who was willing to marry her, who was willing to commit and give her children, something that most women in a sense kind of desire, she basically put all of her identity into him. And this is a big, big mistake that a lot of married women make. You got some married women, they'd be so glad to be married. They will totally put their all into a man, give him 100%, and they just learn to settle with the 20 or the 30% because in their mind, well, he did marry me. He did choose to marry me. He did choose to have babies for me. You have some women in which they're so oblivious and self-absorbed to the point that marriage in itself means a lot to them. Even if the husband is not interacting, even if he's not being a father to the children, just the fact that they were chosen. And this is a big problem. A lot of married women think they have won because they were chosen for marriage. And that's not true. A man can marry you and still not choose you. And still, put it this way. Let me say that. A man can choose you for marriage, but he does not have to value you. He can choose you without valuing you, okay? Ariane was chosen. Why? Because Mel left, not because she was valued. So as women, know the difference between being chosen and being valued. In this instance, Marceau chose Tisha because he knew Tisha is the kind of woman he could pretty much get away with doing whatever he wants. He knows how much she's really into him. And he's going to use all of that to his advantage. You have some men, they don't even want their marriage. But just the fact that that woman is tolerating his shenanigans and she's willing to be there when nobody else is, he wants to keep that sure thing. Even if that's not something he desires, something he values, the fact that it is certain, a man would tolerate something that is more certain and not even be sincere about it. And that's really what's going on here, okay? So his hands are passive, not actively pulling her in, okay? So, which shows, again, she's the one that's more engaged and he's not as engaged as her. His body remains mostly still. To me, it's like, I will be glad when she hurry up and gets off of me. Like, I'll be glad when my Hot Pocket hurry up and comes out the microwave. As you can see, and I showed y'all earlier, in the scene, how he slowly but surely played it off, but kind of lifted her up from off of him because he can't tolerate her too long. That is what that means, right? So what's some possible other interpretations with this particular photo? This reads less mutual passion and more like one-sided pursuit. And it's a lot of married women, they think because their husbands married them that he's into them. No, a man can marry you and not be nowhere into you, not even be attracted to you. Some men can marry and not even love. Now, listen, a man may have a love for you, like he loves the fact that you stood by his raggedy ass, or he loves the fact that you are the mother of his children, or he loves the fact when he can't get nobody else to do what he wants him to do, that you'll do it. Some men have a because of love. I love you because you will tolerate me when nobody else will. I love you because you do everything for our kids, and you don't try to force me to step up and be more of a father than what I'm willing to be. So you have a lot of married men who stay with their wives for various reasons, and it's not always good reasons, but the married woman who is in delulu, who is in delusion, she's going to always feel that no matter how much her husband low-key disrespects her, how much he does not connect with her, in her mind, she's going off of that one merit that this is my husband. He married me. So therefore, I'm winning even if I feel miserable. Okay? I'm still good even if I'm sad. Even if I'm not feeling valued, even if I'm not appreciated. But he put the ring on my finger. Okay? So he chose to marry me. If you're more concerned with if you're more fixated off the fact that a man married you, more so than his reasons for why he married you, then you are definitely selling yourself short. Okay? So he is allowing physical access. But keep in mind, though, the camera's right there. So he cannot just really, really show how he really feels, right? So he is allowing physical access. In other words, he's allowing her to touch him, but not participating energetically. You can just tell he's just there like used furniture. Okay? There's a difference between physical tolerance and emotional desire. When I see Marcel with Tisha, all I see is tolerance, 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 tolerance. I see tolerance from him, and I see trying from her. So the awareness point of this photo is sexual access does not equal emotional investment. Just because a man lets you touch him, a man lets you rub up on him, he may even let you like give him a blowjob or two. But that doesn't mean he's equally emotionally invested. And when your husband or your man is not emotionally invested, they will sit there and let you do all the work. Okay, emotionally, sexually, he'll lay there and let you do all the pleasing, and he'll do just enough to make you feel like he's engaged. And the truth of the matter is, it's like pulling teeth. It's like trying to drive a car with no gas. You steady mashing the brakes, but it's not moving. It's not getting anywhere. Some people stay physically present while emotionally disengaged. And it's written all over Marcel's face. He's totally emotionally disengaged. He's so emotionally checked out from Tisha till it's not even funny. And as a married woman, or as a woman who's considering marriage, you have to look at that now. If this dude is not acting emotionally in tune with you, he's not emotionally vibing with you, that speaks volumes, as to what kind of growth your relationship or your marriage is going to sustain, right? So let's get to the next image. Okay. Okay, let me see. Let's get to the next image. Hold on, y'all, because I got a lot going on here. Y'all know I got all these windows. Okay. All right. Okay. This one. Okay. Let me see. Is this the one? I want to make sure, y'all, because I had to take notes with all this. Okay. So what we visibly see is her hand is firmly placed, fingers slightly spread. Or is it this one? Okay, I think it's this one. Okay, yeah, this the one, y'all. Right? So her hand is firmly placed, fingers slightly spread, okay? All right, so peep that. Like I said, body language is everything, all right? Grip looks intentional, not relaxed. So it's like I have to make him touch me correctly. People are looking. Lights, camera, action. Okay? We're being filmed, but not just the fact that they're being filmed. She knows he does not do this naturally when they are alone, when they are by themselves. Because, for instance, if me and my husband go certain places, we're intimate all the time. So I don't have to force him to hold my hand. I don't have to force him to touch me in my waist. You shouldn't have to force a man or make him put his hands in certain areas. Y'all should have been together long enough to kind of know each other's intimate areas, right? And I'm not just talking about sex specifically. I'm talking about even affection. It's just natural when we go places. My husband grabs my hand. That it doesn't have to be a special moment. That's just something that that's natural, right? So pay attention. Like I said, we're doing body language study, right? Grip looks intentional, not relaxed. She's not relaxed because even she knows Marcel does not like to be touchy-feely, not with her. Okay, so she's making him, trying to reinforce him to touch and make her feel wanted. Okay, this is not light, playful touch. It's grounding. Okay, this is like, again, this is like an audition. It's like a performance. For anybody who used to watch porn or whatever, I don't watch it like that, but like the director will tell you, hey, you got to smack it a little bit better, or you got to spread it a little bit better. I mean, just use your imagination, whatever. same thing. It seems like she's forcing him, and it's not a playful thing. Like you have some men, they'll just gently play with you, gently grab you by your waist, by your hips. This all looks forced and performed, like we are watching two amateurs that are getting ready to start a love scene for the first time on a Tubi flick, and they have to be told what to do because they're both strangers. They both are unskilled actors, and it's a bootleg film. I'm getting Tubi vibes from this scene. Okay? No visible reciprocal hand placement from him. Look at his hand. Look how they cuffed up. Let me blow this up. Look at his hands, y'all. He's not gripping. He's not holding. His fingers are bent. That's tension. And it's her trying, she's pressing down on his hands so he can loosen up and can grip her correctly. Pay attention. Like I said, it's details in the little things, right? This reads as seeking reassurance or anchoring. She's trying to seek reassurance. Touch appears more self-soothing than affectionate. Okay? So basically this is meaning, I want you to notice me. I want you to feel me. I need to feel wanted. I need to feel desired. I need to feel assured. So she has to seek it in moments because he doesn't naturally give it to her. So she has to seek that in moments. When someone feels emotionally secure, touch tends to be lighter and mutual. There's no, you shouldn't have to grab a man by his hand and make him touch, make him feel, make him, all of that is just showing you that. Again, Marceau is not emotionally available. When touch feels like holding on instead of sharing affection, it can signal emotional insecurity or imbalance. So they definitely both not on the same page. All right, let's get to the next one. I think this is the last one, y'all, because we're going to do this. Make sure y'all hit that like button, y'all, because no other content creator is breaking it down all the way to science. Listen, I am crock potting the sermon. I am slow cooking. Anybody else in the chat, appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by, showing love, and I appreciate you. If you're just getting in, don't worry. I'm going to leave it up. Whatever you missed, you'll be able to catch it. Okay? Make sure y'all hit that like button, y'all, because I need to get my views back up. The sister done fell off. I done fell off like a bad lace wig with cheap dollar store lace glue. Okay? Your girl done fell off. I got to get my numbers back up. Okay, it's all good, though. But let's look at this last scene. All right, let's pay attention now. What we see, look, she is fully engaged. Look at how she's looking at him. Okay, and look at that fist. Look at that fist. Look, let me blow this up for y'all. Look, y'all, he's still not holding her. This looks like a Tubi audition, bruh. This like you have to act with a dude that you never met and you don't know, and it's awkward, it's uncomfortable because you got to be all over this man and you don't know him from Adam, but y'all got this Tubi movie y'all got to finish. Well, even in Tubi movies, they seem a little bit more convincing. This here is just like trash. Okay, but anyway, let's get back into our scheduled program. Now, I notice she's looking at him. He's just closing his eyes like, I don't want to be here, but I'm here. And again, we do need a storyline because this episode is becoming a snooze fest. He's just there because he feels like I just supposed to be there. All of this, not engaging. Look how the fist is balled up. He's not grabbing her. He won't hold her on her waist. Okay. She's initiating intimacy and eye contact. He's not. His posture is upright and still. Okay. He's nowhere leaned in. He's nowhere pulling her closer. He does not want to be there. Okay. His hands remain low and passive. He won't even hold her on her back. You know what I mean? A man who's really into his wife, listen, he don't give a damn who there. He going to be grabbing up on you, grabbing you on your butt. You're going to be like, wait a minute. The lady is here, okay? I know mine. I'm going to have to fight him off because he don't care where he at. He'll do stuff like that. I'm like, really? Right here? You know, no. But I'm saying, not that I'm trying to make my marriage sound so great and pleasant, but what I'm saying is simple stuff like that. A man should be engaged in his wife. He should be holding her on her back. He should be grabbing her waist. He is stiff as a damn mannequin in JCPenney's. He looks like a man. Oh my gosh, this ninja look like a mannequin. Oh my gosh, man. I'm about to crack myself up. Okay. No visible pulling, squeeze, or mirroring. This is a clear imbalance of initiation. Okay. He is allowing closeness, but he's not creating it. She's always initiating it. And this is the thing. Even when she initiates it, he does not fully engage, even when she's the one that's initiating it. You know what I'm saying? So you could start the car, you know what I mean? But if the car doesn't drive once you start it, then damn, what's the purpose, right? Okay, so his stillness is suggesting tolerance rather than enthusiasm. I'm telling you, when I see Marceau, that is what comes to my mind. Tolerance, 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 tolerance. Tolerance. He's tolerating her while she's trying. She's tolerating the marriage while she's trying to build the marriage. It's straight tolerance. And you don't want to be with a man that's tolerating you. You'd rather be with a man who's celebrating you and not just tolerating you. A man tolerating you, everything you do gets on his nerves. And we're going to break that down a lot another time. We're going to talk about all of that. But let me kind of bring this a little slower so I can look at my time. Yeah, we're almost going into an hour. Okay, so yeah, I got to get ready to wrap this up. Okay, so physical access doesn't equal emotional desire. Some partners stay present physically while remaining emotionally distant. All right. So, again, what I see here isn't rejection, it's resignation. And that's often harder to face because it looks like love, but it feels empty. Okay, so these are some of the signs, but next time I'm gonna go a little bit more in depth, but I'm not gonna do it on this upload because I don't want the message to get lost because I've been on here longer than what I expected, but I had to break all of that down because I want y'all to peep that, right? This is how we're going to kind of wrap this up, right? This is first of all, let me say that correctly. These are the signs that you need to be careful of that may indicate you may be married or in a relationship with a man that tolerates you. All right, so let me kind of take this away. All right, let me kind of take this away a little bit. Okay, so I'm getting ready to bring those signs up right now. Okay, so for one, you're always initiating affection. That is a red flag. Okay, if you are always the one that's initiating affection, holding hands, you playfully grabbing him and he won't grab you back, or when you do grab him or you hold him, after a while, after 2.3 seconds, he feels like you're suffocating him. He's kind of pushing you off or kind of making you release yourself from him. That's a red flag. These are things you need to be cautious of, that you're more into your husband than he is into you. Touch is not reciprocated with enthusiasm. Basically, when it does come to affection, this ninja act like it's a chore. He acts like you're asking him to donate a kidney. You know, he seems exhausted. He seems annoyed. Or he'll come up with something, well, babe, you know, I got to go to work. You know, or, you know, I got to work on the car. Or, you know, I got to go scrape my plate of food. I got to go feed the dog. He conveniently comes up with something anytime you try to become affectionate with him, right? And he doesn't seem excited as you. You know, y'all both don't have that sparkle for each other. You're the only one with all the sparkle, and he's looking at you like you are a disease. You know, he's treating you like you a disease. You know, like you make him itch, right? Your partner allows intimacy but doesn't pursue it. In other words, he don't mind if you're always engaging, you're coming to him, you holding him, you saw a teacher was playfully on top of him and stuff like that, but he doesn't pursue it, meaning he doesn't respond to it, you know, he doesn't engage with it. That is a problem, you know what I mean? If you're putting on sexy lingeries and you're trying to get in the mood and, you know, and he's there like, okay, well, if you want to have sex tonight, we have sex tonight, but I really don't care if we do it or not, right? Or you need the need to prove desirability. I'm noticing Tisha is always fighting for Marceau to prove that he finds her desirable. You should not have to fight to get proof or validation from your husband or your man that you are desired, you are wanted. The moment you got to start questioning yourself, does he like me? Is he attracted to me? You are already, you know what I mean, in a bad predicament. The fact that you even have to wonder that already speaks volumes, because a man shouldn't even have you thinking or feeling like you're not desired enough. Affection feels performative instead of natural. When affection feels like it's a task or an assignment more than natural, that's a big problem. It was written all over, and I got it in my thumbnail. It was written all over my soul. The man is tired of Tisha. I would say this. I would say he probably does love her. Okay, but listen, I love oxtails, but not enough to where I got to have it all the time, and not enough to where I want it. You know. Hey, we all got something we love. You know, you may love money, but not to the point you're going to spend so much of it to where you're going to go broke. In other words, you can love something and not have any real value in it. It does not have any real interest, really. So I believe he loves her because they do have children together. They have weathered some storms, but the man done checked out. Okay. He done checked out. He's been with her so long, and this is the bad part. You got some married men, and I'm gonna say this respectfully, they get tired of you loving them. That's a lot for me to say, right? Sometimes your own husband can get tired of you loving him too much. Why? Because he don't have that kind of love for you. And when you don't have that kind of love for somebody, you get annoyed when they show you too much love, because now it puts you in a position of where you got to keep reciprocating it and showing it back. And if it's not naturally there, it's going to feel like a chore or an assignment or a task, right? Okay, so basically, this is the reason I discussed all of this. I just wanted y'all to have awareness, focus on observing behavior. Go by what a man does, not what he says. Pay attention to his actions, not his words. Nevertheless, I think that's something we all can learn from. Being married is not enough for a man to prove to you that he values you. Okay? Why? You're looking at it as a marriage. He's looking at it as an investment. And this is part of my Struggle Love series, y'all. So every once in a while when I post Struggle Love series, you know that I'm most likely pertaining to Hollywood couples. And I'm going to break down the science. I'm going to bring down the mental, the physical, and the spiritual element. Okay. So next, soon, I'm definitely going to talk about Kimmy and Maurice. They definitely on my hit list for Struggle Love series. And we're going to talk about Cardi B and Stephon Diggs, because she's steady digging herself in a hole with Stephon Diggs. Girl, y'all, she done messed up even more so. Word is she done reached out to one of the victims and basically told the victim that they need to kind of let it go and move forward. And if she did, there's going to be hell to pay. So, girl, listen, y'all. The Cardinals, Cardi B's birds, her fans, the flock is about to really get a rude awakening, honey, because Cardi B is crashing all the way out, but we're going to talk about that another time. So again, y'all, make sure you like before you leave. Please get the numbers up. I got to get back on. Your girl done fell off. I got to get back on. So other than that, I appreciate y'all. Love y'all much, and y'all enjoy the rest of y'all week. And I do have one more upload coming. So again, I'm going to be uploading twice a week. Make sure you are subscribed so you will be in on the loop. And don't disappear, because y'all, I got one more thing to share before I get ready to leave, is my urban novel, Jezebel Spells. I am working on my first urban drama novel about Chase Reed, who's a married man who's going to find out the hard way when he thinks his life at home, when he thinks his life with his wife is so boring. He doesn't value the peace, but it's going to take him running into Sin City for him to realize all the peace he has had is now going to become his worst nightmare. So y'all, this is my first baby that I'm creating. If you haven't, I did chapter 1 with the last video that I uploaded. So if you want to check out a sample of chapter 1, you will have to go back and play the video and wait till after the end of the theme of my show, cover music or whatever. Chapter 1 will play right after. So to make sure nobody misses it, I'm just gonna go ahead and play a sample of it now. So if you want to stick around and listen to the urban novel, that'd be great. For those of you who got better things to do, I totally understand. You could come back and check out another time. So I'm just gonna play a couple of chapters, and then at some point I'm going to stop uploading chapters. And then for those of you who are interested in purchasing my first book, that will be awesome. So y'all pray for me. I'm doing bigger things. I want so badly to be able to get my first urban novel out there. So we will see how it goes, y'all. So check out Jezebel Spells chapter 2. Let's get it. Chapter 2. When spirits shift, Naomi feels what Chase cannot see. Naomi felt it before anything happened. It started as a weight beyond her ribs, a tightening low in her stomach. Not fear, not anxiety, just awareness. The kind of awareness women develop after years of loving someone deeply and learning how their spirit shifts before their words ever do. Chase came home quiet, too quiet. He hugged her, he kissed her cheek, he washed his hands. Routine, except it wasn't. There was a distance in his eyes, like his body had walked through the door, but his spirit was still outside. Ace, she said softly. Is everything good? Yeah. He answered too quickly. Just tired. Tired? He said it 1,000 times, but tonight that word felt different. Heavy, borrowed, almost foreign. She stirred the pot, but her skin prickled again. Something unseen had followed him into the house. Something that didn't belong to either of them. Naomi kept glancing at him during dinner. He looked distracted, unsettled, somewhere else. She reached for his hand once. He pulled away to grab his drink. A small thing, but small things ring loud in a woman's spirit. Later that night, Naomi curled against him in bed, placing her hand on his arm. He didn't pull back. He simply didn't move. And that stillness told her everything she didn't want to know. Her eyes opened in the dark. Ace, she whispered. He sighed. Tired of guilty. She couldn't tell. So she whispered a prayer she hadn't prayed in years. God, whatever this is, don't let it take us. The Jezebel whispered. When intuition knocks before sin. She prays a prayer she cannot define. but heaven already knows the battle is forming. Her spirit is warning her. His spirit is wandering, and I linger in the space between them.